just wanting to find out what the process was when you came home and said to your wife, do you know what, I think we're going to have a Ukrainian family to stay with us. Tell us about that decision and how hard or easy it was to make that decision.
Well, Arlene, it feels like a long time ago. I mean, I just remember it's a day today when we will always remember where we were when we heard that Russian missiles had hit Ukraine. And very swiftly afterwards, I was working in the department with Michael Gove that launched the Homes for Ukraine scheme, which was to bring Ukrainian families to the United Kingdom so that they could find safety. And I remember saying to Michael Gove, I think I'm going to do this. I think my family are going to help. And I went home and I said to my wife, look, what do you think about it? You know, as MPs, we can't often solve every problem in life, but we can show leadership and we can use our platform to try and help people. And so my wife was amazing. Straight away, she said, yes, let's do it. It was my children, Arlene, which were the ones which really I was struck by, because I said to them, you know, shall we do this, girls? What do you think about helping a little family come and live with us? And they said, oh, Dad, we can't do that. You know, we don't see you very much. They won't be able to talk English and it'll be very different in our house. And I said, girls, that's not the way to be. Sometimes in life, there are things you have to do to help others. And I want you to have a little think about this. And I'm very proud of them. They went to bed, they got up in the morning and they said, Daddy, we think we are absolutely right. We want to help somebody. And that's how it all started, Arlene.
Yeah, and it's a lovely story because you have two girls and this lady, Anna, that came to live with you, she has a little boy, hasn't she? And how did that all work out?
Oh, just amazing. I mean, from the very moment, and you're seeing my girls and little Svetik there, the two little ones, the little tiny girl and the little boy, they are the same age, actually. But Svetik's very, very big for his age. The Ukrainians, they're big, strong men, I tell you. And they're the same age. They were both 6, obviously, when they first met. And from the very first moment, they couldn't speak, obviously, a word of each other's languages, but they sat in the back of the car on the way back from Luton Airport, talking to each other in their own tongues. And they were just the best of friends from that very first moment. And look, you know, I don't know what goes on, but you could tell they were going to be friends. They knew that they had to look after each other. And that's the way they've been ever since. And so they, for a number of months, they were in bunk beds together. That's us all at Christmas together. And, you know, I had this little kind of, I don't know, romantic notion that one day when this is all over, they will be the best of friends forever. And he'll be at my daughter's wedding and she'll be at his.
Yeah, I was going to say, when they grow up, this is something that'll be always with them, the fact that they lived together for a period of time. And I know that you probably wanted it to be a short period of time so that they could go back to their own country. But am I right in thinking that they did go back with you just a few weeks ago to their home country? Tell us about that.
Yeah, we went back in November, first of all, to take blankets for the front line. We took little Svetik and his mum, Anna. We made that 2,000-mile trip, and we did it so that we could give aid, but also so that Anna could see her husband. He's the gentleman in the hat in the picture. Arlene, just the most incredibly moving moment to get to meet the man whose family you're looking after. And we said that we would come back. You know, he can't speak an awful lot of English. Anna can speak very good English now. And I just said to him, we left him on the side of the road and said, we don't know when we will see you again, but I make this promise to you that however long this takes, I will look after your family. And we have a bond. And so we went back last week in my recess. We took quite extraordinary 112 generators where myself and a gentleman called Rob Scammell in North Walsham in North Norfolk helped me raise huge amounts of money from the general public and others. We took all those generators and we were able to see Vitaly again. We didn't take little Svetik this time because it was pretty difficult. Obviously, the missiles are going into sporadic locations. There was actually a missile strike in Lviv the night we were there. But it was great to play that role. And in that last picture we brought another refugee family back to England with us.
My goodness, I mean, it's just a wonderful story, Duncan, and it's so lovely to hear of the bond that has developed between you and Anna and Vitaly and their little family. It's so lovely. So tell me about the generators then. Those were as a result of public donations, is that right, in terms of funding? And what will those generators be used for in Ukraine?
Yeah, well, on that first aid mission, we pulled a generator out of the back of our van. And the aid agency that we were working with, which is one that's linked to the military, they looked at this generator and they just said, "Where did you get this from? We are desperate for generators." It was that big blue one. And we said, we got it donated by one of the town councils back in my constituency. And they said, "We can't get these anywhere throughout the whole of Ukraine. We're desperate for them. We can't get them in Poland." So we got back to England, and the group and I sort of sat down. We said, "Let's do this again. Let's go back with generators." And we thought we might get 30 or 40. We never thought we'd get over 100. And at Christmas time, we launched our appeal to donate online. We raised £18,500, Arlene, in 13 weeks from public donations. We raised about 40,000 in total cost because people went out and bought generators specifically for us and had them shipped to North Norfolk. And then we had people just, emptying their sheds and saying, "Someone needs this more than I do." And we took them all over. And they'll be used in orphanages, hospitals, on the front line for soldiers to charge up equipment, community buildings, and obviously for households that are being hit by these missile strikes. And obviously, little ones might cost, £400 or £500. The big ones, which can power actual buildings, might be £2,000, and we managed to have enough money to buy a good range of different generators. And so the big ones at £2,000 a piece are pretty heavy pieces of kit.